We want to shift gears and talk about what I told you earlier when we were beginning the bulletin, just talking about e-commerce. But before I tell you more about e-commerce, it is October, and October is a special month. Africa's leading e-commerce platform, Jumia, has just launched something interesting called the Food Festival campaign. Why October? Of course, 16th of October, we all celebrate the World Food Day, and that is not the only reason. There is quite a number of issues that are coming up, especially in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic that has affected so many sectors, including the hospitality industry. Hotels were shut down for quite a long time, and right now there is the partial reopening of those restaurants. The sales are still down. There's just a lot that the restaurant industry is dealing with right now. So what's the status of the new normal in the restaurants, and how then can we tap the opportunities that come with e-commerce to bridge the gap that has been created by the COVID-19 global pandemic? Those are some of the questions that will be answered by my guest in studio. He is none other than Mr. Sam Chapate. He is the CEO of Jumia. Thank you so much, sir, for creating time for us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me, Safin.
All right, I want us to begin straight away, something that a lot of people are excited about, the recently launched Food Festival campaign. It's happening this month. I want you to just start us from that particular note, break it down for us. What is it all about? Is October all about food going forward? Let's get to understand.
It is. October is all about food, more than ever. So the main reason that we've launched the Food Festival campaign is actually to really support restaurants. As you mentioned, the hospitality industry, restaurants, hotels, bars have been severely impacted by coronavirus, by the important curfews and everything else that we had to put in place. And there have been a lot of jobs that have been on the line, that have been a lot of jobs lost in this industry. And so as we sort of, as the government starts to signal to us that, the restriction measures, the lockdowns can gradually be lifted, this is a great opportunity for the revival of this sector and the creation of a lot of jobs. And so it's really with that in mind that we wanted to sort of give a bit of a kickstart to the industry and pull together all the participants, big restaurants, small restaurants, independents, all together to do something special for our customers, in terms of great offers, but also to get the message going that that we can each do our bit in our local community to support our local entrepreneurs, and to do so by ordering online.
All right, I will be asking you more about who then is involved in this particular campaign, but let me just take you back a bit. You've talked about the effects of this pandemic on the hospitality industry. I want you to just, if you look at some of the changes or the new normal that came with the COVID-19 pandemic, in what ways would you describe some of the impacts that restaurants and hotels and even bars had to suffer, aside from just job losses?
Absolutely. I think the biggest impact immediately when we talk about restaurants, for example, was on the evening meal. So with the curfews that were imposed initially, for good reason, but that basically wiped out the evening meal. So that meant that, and that's about 50% of revenue for most restaurants. And so all of a sudden, a huge chunk of sales are gone. Walk-in customers were also severely limited. So people started to eat in more as a result. And restaurants have suffered as a result of that. Bars are still in that position. Hotels are sort of somewhere in between. So what's going to be interesting, I think, is how, with these measures being lifted, how customers' behavior is going to change. Whether people are going to be, eating in more, or taking advantage of other services that restaurants have built up over the COVID period. For example, drive-thrus. I was speaking to a leading restaurateur today who was saying that the drive-thru business has really picked up over coronavirus, and they expect that to continue alongside with e-commerce sales.
All right, if you look at, what is happening now with even one of the avenues being the Food Festival campaign, what is it about e-commerce? What are some of the opportunities that you're seeking to tap that can bridge the gap that has been posed by COVID-19? What good or what value will come out of this whole campaign?
I think the first thing we want to do with this is to create, I think our customers over this period are also quite concerned about spend, right? Every shilling counts. And so this campaign is about, for the customers, is about value. You've got great offers from the likes of KFC, from Debonair's, from many, many other independents as well, where you're getting deals like, buy one, get one free. That's a great offer for the family, right? That's a great way of saving some money over this period. So that's the first thing. For the restaurants, it's a great opportunity to raise visibility, to remind people that restaurants are out there, and that with the restrictions being lifted, we can all take advantage of eating out or ordering in, without being too concerned about coronavirus or its spread. So that's really what this event is all about.
All right. It's running from... It started running from fast. It will go all the way to the end of this particular month. Is there anything that inspired the choice of October for this particular campaign?
So the Global Food Day is sort of halfway into this month, so the 16th of October, as you mentioned, and that's a great example. We're going to be releasing some numbers as we get closer to that date to sort of show the evolution of online food ordering as an industry, and then we want to couple that with this big exciting campaign over the course of October.
How do you describe the traffic, the reception since the campaign began, in terms of the numbers of people who are actually coming forth to explore this platform? What would you say about the progress so far?
I mean, our best numbers so far of the year in terms of new customers coming on and trying the service. It's only a couple of days in, so we've got a whole month for customers to take advantage of. Come on to Jumia Food, and you'll find a whole heap of deals from your favorite restaurants. And we think as a result of that, that's going to be a significant impact for the industry.
Is there like an ultimate target that goes post-COVID or post-October, something that you all are looking out as the bigger picture of, just putting this platform out for food lovers? I was almost saying foodies, but yeah, so is there like a bigger picture that you're looking out for with this particular platform?
Yeah, I think the biggest picture for online food ordering is actually the emergence of independent restaurants. So smaller kitchens, smaller cabanas coming online and starting to sell the food that millions of Kenyans eat every day online as well. And so that's a big focus for us as an industry, I think, to make online food ordering more relevant to more people. So you can buy your tilapia, you can buy your chicken, as well as buying international food or Asian foods that might be available online as well. That's the big long-term impact, I think, to grow this category.
I can just imagine the wide range of options that somebody can have just at the comfort of their living room or wherever they could be ordering from. Just looking at all those options available and those restaurants that are offering these options is just like a sea of food for you to choose from. And I want just to talk about, as part of Africa's leading e-commerce platform, Jumia, how do you describe the uptake of e-commerce generally, not just food, but even in other services and products that are offered since the outbreak of COVID-19 compared to before COVID-19? How would you describe the shift?
Yeah, we've definitely seen a shift. So I think, when the lockdown measures happened and all the way, since, the year has been an interesting one for the e-commerce industry overall. I think the industry is growing well. We've seen a shift in behavior where customers are ordering, more everyday products, your beauty products, your bathroom products, your household products, your food products online. And we've seen at the same time a bit of a tightening of people's spend around electronics, mobile phones, TVs, and other higher end tickets. I think as people get used to the uncertainty and whether they're going to be personally impacted by salary cuts or job cuts, I think what's going to be interesting as life progressively gets back to normal, to see how people's settle back into a new normal as well. And that's when big campaigns like Black Friday towards the end of this year should be interesting for that, to see the overall reaction.
All right. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of our time for this conversation, but indeed it is a conversation we should be picking up in the near future, because this is the new normal. We are actually going online, going digital, based on the lessons we've learned from COVID-19. It's about time we invest when it comes to our digital, ability to embrace some of these opportunities that come with the technology. I want you to just give us your parting shot. And also, I understand this is not just a Kenyan affair, the food festival campaign. Just as part of your parting shot, just tell us how big this is and also what you'd like our viewers to remain with as your final thoughts.
Absolutely. So the food festival is running the whole month of October. It's amazing deals on all of your favorite restaurants. It's a great opportunity to support your local restaurants and your local jobs in your community. The campaign's being run all across Africa in all of the markets that Jumia operates in, and is partnering with big restaurants like your KFCs, your Javas, etc., with also many small independents who all need your support.
Thank you so much for your time and for that call to action. That is Sam Chapate, the CEO of Jumia Kenya, talking to us about the ongoing food festival campaign that is being run by the Jumia e-commerce platform, together with what's coming up, the World Food Day that is coming up on the 16th of October. But the bigger picture here was just to look at the trends when it comes to e-commerce in our country in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic as a solution to some of the challenges that several sectors have faced courtesy of this particular pandemic. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.